Unlike playing in MCG and all these big grounds where one side is massive, you get the threes, you get the fours, you got to get the relay throws in. But this occasion, thanks to overthrow for Pakistan, they managed to grab 4 runs towards the call. And comes back pretty easily. This is very good batting by these two batters.
They're both new to the pitch, so that's why they can do that. Modern day cricket, the fitness levels are so good. Even if you are on your 50s and 60s, we see players doing that more than often.
Expensive over for India. 11 runs from that over. 158 for 2 after 23.
ओ भाई सनी पैसे मत जला यार
जला दिए
फर्जी
फोन पर प्राइम वीडियो मोबाइल एडिशन खुद का एंटरटेनमेंट फर्जी सिटाडेल दहाड़ और बहुत कुछ बस 599 में
मतलब महीने का लगभग 50 रुपए
These are the listed games for the Indian team. 4 players, single digits. Dhruv Jurel, Manav Sutar, the left-arm spinner, the off spinner, Yuvraj Singh Dodia, and the big pick, Rana. This goes to show the inexperience of these players. And it's a great opportunity playing in this kind of a tournament, showing the entire world what they're capable of. Only 2 players have played more than 40, exactly 43. That's Riyan Parag and Abhishek Sharma. This may be the difference among the two sides.
Yes, definitely experience plays a huge role. But Manav Sutar, how good he has been with just 5 listed games, and he has had the most impact.
Missed the field at short extra cover. Coming back for the second run pretty easily. This good batting. Just on the Indian A team's average age. All the players, I think it's the only team in this ACC Emerging Asia Cup is to have players between 19 to 22. So the way forward for India is quite clear by Ajit Agarkar, the new chairman of selectors, is to give plenty of chances for the players who have done well domestically in IPL, in a tournament like this where you play against top quality opposition like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. So experience what these players carries forward can be immense for their growth in the future.
Absolutely. That's the balance you have to create, whether you are looking short term, long term. Every board, they will have their priorities and the way they go about things. But yes, it's so important to have both these goals and work on them, the short terms and the long term.
The quality of these Indian players is so good. At even 19 to 22 age gap, the way they've been performing and showing their talent and showing their skills in the middle is absolutely scary when you think of the army of players what India possesses in all formats. Short ball, asking to be hit and clears the boundary. 1 bounce. It's not so good bowling by Manav Sutar, the left arm spinner. 5 overs for 35 is quite expensive. 24 gone. Pakistan A, 166 for 2.
Trying to stitch together another partnership for the 3rd wicket. This partnership worth 20 runs at the moment. Cracked away for 4 off the last ball of the previous over. Short and was asking to be put away. And Tahir doing it quite comfortably. Let's start off a fresh over now as I welcome W.V. Raman in the commentary box.
Thank you, Raman. It's been a case of Pakistan dominating the proceedings here at the Premadasa. And the young India A side being put to the test here. A lot of learnings will come for sure. They'll have to go through this phase. They got to hang in there, go through this phase, fight it out, and then gradually crawl their way back into the game here.
It's well run. Good single taken. And I'll come back to that point, WE, because Parvez and Sanamir, when they were on the commentary stint, they were talking about the limited list A experience for this India A side. But you look at the squad members. What does this squad comprise of? And you look at players who've played for India under-19s in the World Cup back in 2020, and then again in 2022, the young players who played there. That's the reason why this squad comprises of players between that 19 to 22 age bracket. And that's why it's a progressive path that's been given to those youngsters, WV.
They've done the right thing here. They're picking players who are just around 22 years of age, max. And that's the best way to do it.
And that's why, don't just go by the experience. This is a learning curve for a lot of these boys to move up the experience ladder.
Also bear in mind these guys are quite experienced, even though they are around 22 years of age, because they start playing representative cricket from the age of 15. And in India you get to play 4-day games when you're playing under 16. So there's a lot of experience in a way, but yet this is the best way to go forward. Not pick guys who have been playing for a long time and who have played quite a lot of cricket. Just the right age group. That's exactly what it's all about, emerging team. End of the over at the halfway mark, Pakistan 170 for 2.
Yash Dole, he's had to marshal his resources today. He's had to bring in the bowling changes. 6 bowlers used thus far. Rayan Parag hasn't been brought in to bowl just yet. I think we may just see him come on. But just finishing off that point and talked about the experience. Look at some of these players. Sai Sudarshan, what a fantastic IPL he had in 2023. Abhishek Sharma got a couple of half centuries in that IPL. And when you're playing the IPL, you're rubbing shoulders with some of the international stars from other countries and then matching your skill set with them. Yash Dole as well. Harshit Rana played, as did Rajvardhan Hangarkekar. So there are lots of young players in that squad who did well in the IPL, and they've been growing in experience. But the 7th bowler now being pressed into the attack by Yash Dole.
The economy rate of 4.94 for Rayan Parag. He's primarily a batter who can bowl some useful off spin. Of course, he does try to bowl everything. On and off, he bowls leggies and then he bowls the off spin with side arm. Cheeky stuffness from Tahir.
He got some runs, did Tahir. A half century in the opening game. Didn't get to play all the matches back to back. Just made up his mind as soon as the ball was being bowled where he wanted to play this.
Right ploy this. As soon as there was a change in bowling, he's decided to call the shots. They're looking to keep the domination going, and that's exactly the right way to go about it. When they've been provided a good start by the openers, and they're sitting pretty here at the halfway mark. They're 170, and then they got to keep that pressure up by being positive, by being dominating.
27 for this partnership. Tahir is 29 years old, remember. So he's no spring chicken, someone who's cutting his teeth for the first time. He's been around on the domestic circuit. And this Pakistani side does have a smattering of players who've played for the national team as well. So there is that experience that they have.
Both these batters have got runs in the previous game. That means they're confident as well. Nothing like having runs under your belt for a batter, and both these batters have got runs in the semi-final.
While none of the India A players have yet got the senior team call-up yet or been capped. And that's why I talked about the step. Oh, this could be close. They take the single. There was a bit of hesitation, but in the end the single completed easily. And I'll complete my point as well. That though this India A side comprises uncapped India players in terms of the senior side, but they've shown great maturity. We saw that in the semi-final when they were under the pump. They made a comeback. They need to do that here as well.
Quite a few of them out here are on the way there anyway, the way I see it.
And that's the reason why this team in the emerging team squad. End of the over. They got 4 from it, 174 for 2. Omer Yusuf's on 26 of 28 deliveries. Got a very handy knock of 88 in that semi-final against the Sri Lanka A side, where he got those 88 of 79 deliveries. And an important innings in the context of the semi-final, as Pakistan got 322 on the board. I'm just talking about him. He's got the responsibility as well. He's the vice captain for the squad. Top run getter, 348 runs in the 2-match first-class series between Zimbabwe and Pakistan Shaheens earlier this year. So he's come good with the bat when it matters the most in the knockout phases of the tournament. This is where the fielders need to back up the bowlers, cut off these singles.
Nick and Joes once again doing a good job there. He's been excellent right through this tournament.
Short, hit in the air and hit in the gap as well. That'll be 4.
This is a big outfield. The spinners have to realize there's not much of deviation for them from the surface. They got to try and bowl a fuller length here. They can err on the fuller side, but not drag it in short like that, because these Pakistani batters are really good. And anything short, they've been severe and they put it away without any fuss.
Also looking at the way Omer bin Yusuf's batting, wonder if the captain might be tempted to have that deep square leg fielder a little wider towards mid-wicket rather than too square. Down leg.
Yeah, this is the problem. When the bowlers are bowling all over the place, the captain can't do much about it. Another boundary coming. That's because of a ill-directed delivery from Abhishek Sharma. The previous one was really short, and this one full and outside the leg stump. The batter had to get some bat for him to pick up a boundary.
Yes, in fact, to signal runs by the umpire, so there was a hint of bat onto pad. And the ball still had enough pace on it to cross the boundary rope. Suddenly the boundaries have started to come in this over from Abhishek Sharma. He's conceded 2.
Quite a few loose deliveries are bowled by the Indian spinners in this particular game.
That's so much better. If you get hit down the ground, you take that than being hit square. 27 gone, 183 for 2. The final over the power play went for 16. The first over of the innings went for 13. So you look at those two blue lines that just stand out in that Manhattan, highlighting how Pakistani started the power play very well, ended it in quick fashion. Oh, this could be a chance here as he latched on. And Parag, well, isn't too sure. And I think this may be referred to the third umpire. He's first going to the square leg umpire to check if he can give him a clear idea here. Now it will be the third umpire who will come into play. Neither Lyndon Hannibal nor Buddhi Pradhan being very sure, so Morshid Ali Khan's got to take the call here.
I get the impression that Rian Parag said not out because he would have realized if the fingers were not underneath the ball.
Well, this looks close. And a lot of times it can happen that the fielder's not very sure. What's the take from the third umpire, Morshid Ali Khan here?
It's dipping on him. And he does well. He goes with both the hands. Had it covered, but as he got the fingers underneath the ball, didn't think he thought he had the fingers underneath the ball.
I think that's because of the right hand. But you keep an eye out for his left hand and keep an eye out on the left hand, the fingers of the left hand. Did he get that underneath the ball? Did he get the middle and ring finger of the left hand under the ball?
Really touch and go this.
Now look at it from this angle. Now keep an eye out on the left hand, because maybe the right hand comes onto the ball a little late, but he does get something on the ball with his left fingers.
We will leave to the third umpire, Raman.
Yes, it's definitely a tough call, and we can be thankful we are not sweating over having to make this decision. Well, out it is. Rian Parag gets the big wicket here. And Rashid Ali Khan, the third umpire, ruling that in favour of the fielding side. That will be a big wicket. Omer Yusuf will have to go back to the hut.
He is not looking happy at all. Rian Parag does well here to go low to his right to pick up that catch. It's a good effort this from the bowler. He was completing his follow through and going the other way, and then he had to change direction. Does well. End of Yusuf for 35, and Pakistan here 183 for 3.
A breakthrough for India A, getting rid of Omer Yusuf for 35. A sharp cotton bowled being affected by Rian Parag, getting a wicket in just a second over.
India A have got a breakthrough here. Kasim Akram walks out to bat. Average is 35.27. And he's walked out in a very good situation here. Pakistan are 183 for 3. And the pitch is good for batting. Not much of turn.
Got a few runs, Kasim Akram, as well as a 6-wicket haul in one of the matches in the group stages. Straight away plays a big shot. There's a fielder there. Taken by Harshit Rana. Gleefully accepted by the fielder at deep mid wicket. And 2 wickets go down in successive deliveries.
Akram was quick to latch on to the short delivery, but finds the fielder. The shot was on. It was unfortunate that he found the fielder straight into the fielder at mid-wicket. Just a couple of steps in is all he had to do. And he pouches it safely. Ashit Rana, a good catcher. Makes no mistake at all.
Yes, and Qasim Akram will have to go back to the hut, much to the delight of the Indian fans. He's gone without scoring. 183 for 4 now. There's been no dearth of excitement and drama in this final, as the captain of the Pakistani side, Mohammad Haris, walks out into the middle at number 6, and he's got to face the hat-trick ball.
He likes to play shots. Even in the last league encounter against India, he looked to play shots, even though his team was in a precarious position when he walked out to bat. And of course, here he's got to first save the hat-trick and then see what he has to do.
Down leg, and that's going to be called a wide. With a googly, he got a wicket on the previous delivery that he bowled to Qasim. Not this time around.
You have to really admire the aggression of the modern day cricketers. Looking to play an aggressive shot first up, and he's walked out to save an hat-trick.
Suddenly India are looking to get back in this match. 2 wickets, one of them of the set batter, Yusuf.
They've got to make the next half an hour theirs, because they got back-to-back wickets. They have to really work hard for those wickets.
That's what I was talking about earlier as well. The temperament that this young India A side has displayed all through the tournament. Let's take a look at the 2 wickets that have gone down.
It comes from Riyan Parag. You would have expected the left-arm spinners to pick up wickets, but Riyan Parag gets 2 wickets at the start of this over. And then it's up to the other bowlers now to pile the pressure on from the other end too.
Look at that second wicket that went down. Qasim, on the very first delivery that he faces, sees the googly, wants to go for the big shot, singles out the fielder in the deep.
He'll be very disappointed.
Two wickets in that over for Riyan Parag. It's 185 for 4. Credit once again to the way India A have fought back in this match. There was a mammoth 121 run opening wicket stand. A lot of times when that happens, teams tend to feel nothing's going their way. The shoulders start to drop. The misfields start creeping in. Oh, leading edge here. Could be another wicket. Will it get to the fielder? No, it won't. Abhishek Sharma running in from the boundary rope. Couldn't get there.
These little things have to go in your favor in a key game. Off the leading edge, that could have easily gone to a fielder, but it lands in between the fielders. Nick Jones was running towards it, as was the fielder from long on, Ashit Rana.
Oh, again a chance here. Oh, it's lobbed over the head of Nishant Sindhu. What are Pakistani trying to do here?
They're really playing that shot really well.
Well, they're just being lucky for sure. But again, closing the face of the bat, playing off the leading edge.
It's a case of things going through their heads now. The assurance is not there. Couple of quick wickets. They're looking to work the ball around, which means that you know that they're thinking quite a lot.
Play with the straight bat. Oh, that could be close. And it is a wicket, is it? Yes, it is. Nishant Sindhu strikes. Gets the captain of the Pakistani side, Mohammad Haris, out leg before.
Success for Sindhu. Lyndon Honeywell is the man officiating at the media box end. He had no hesitation at all. And that ball hastened off the pitch. Went with the arm, went in with the arm, and the pull shot was perhaps not the best option on that occasion because they were not short enough.
He's gone for 2, Pakistani 187 for 5. Three wickets have fallen for Pakistani in the span of the last 4 runs that they've scored. As Mubashir walks in at number 7. And suddenly you get a feeling that Pakistan seem to be losing their way in this innings. Over 1,000 runs for Mubashir Khan, averaging close to 31 in his list A career. He's just got to settle the nerves here.
That's what it's all about. You've got to persevere. One good catch taken by Rian Parag of his bowling. The next one was a poor delivery, but you were lucky enough to get a wicket. And again, left-arm spinner traps the batter out. And 1 gets you 2, 2 gets you 3 in cricket.
You've got a fielder at first slip. Attacking captaincy by Yashdol. He himself is standing at that short extra cover position for the uppish drive. This is clever thinking by the India A captain.
Slip in place. That's good captaincy.
Ooh, he's mixing it up nicely. Nishant Sindhu, the arm ball to end a wicket taking over. 29 gone, 187 for 5. Let me know when we are back. 121 for the opening wicket, and then after another small partnership for the third, they've lost 3 wickets in the span of 4 runs, have Pakistani. And this is where Taib Tahir needs to just settle the nerves. He's the batter who's been out there for a while. He's got to try and buckle up here. But Manav Sutar comes back into the attack. Let's take a look at the previous wicket that fell.
Deceived by the length there. It was fuller in length. He misjudged it completely and played a pull shot. And once the ball made impact on the thigh, he moved as he completed that full pivot.
Look at the timeline. The runs are hard to come by. Wickets have fallen. Boundaries have dried up. Take another look at that leg before.
Yeah, once the ball hit the leg, there was a distinct movement towards square leg.
Runs here off the outer edge, but it's a controlled shot. They've got 2, they want 3. I dare say that's going to be fraught with danger. Just 2 is what they'll have to settle for. But look at what happened in that over. There were a couple of top edges that fell in no man's land. This was the first one where it just fell short of Abhishek Sharma. The other one lobbed up over the bowler's head. And Tahir survived. But then again that wicket.
It has to be said that the middle order is frittering away the foundation given by the openers. It's up to the lower order now to indulge in a rearguard action.
Love the choice of words, WV. In the 30th over, yes, half the side back in the hut. And they'll have to rebuild here. Will Pakistani. Manav Sutar, 10 wickets for him in this tournament. 11 wickets is what the other left-arm spinner Nishant Sindhu has moved up to. And for India, as I've been saying time and time again, in this tournament, left is right. 30 gone, 190 for 5.
What a turnaround. Looking at the scorecard, just half an hour back, it was absolute domination. And the wickets that have fallen, that have gone towards the changing of fortunes, towards the Indians. This was the slip that caused the trouble, couldn't recover. And there was a catch that was referred upstairs, which eventually decided the catch was clean. Nicely eased into the deep for a single. Sana, a position that Pakistan would not have anticipated after that fabulous start.
Absolutely. Some unaware shots. Yes, the shot was on, but you should have known where the fielder is. Not a very good shot again when you are just new to the crease. But a bit unlucky for Sahibzada Farhan and Umair bin Yusuf both, I think. Quick run there. If it was direct, he would have been in trouble.
Is the attitude of the Indian A team also never say die attitude, despite the fact being on the back foot with the attack that was there? Have another look at this. Good pick up, quick release. Direct hit would have been very interesting.
And this is where Pakistan needs to be intelligent. Yes, there have been some misfortunate wickets there. But what they need to do is reassess the conditions, have a different target. The captain said 290, maybe anything above 250, 260 on a spinning track can be a fighting total.
But these two have really got to batten down, build up that partnership. It showed some irresponsibility. One of the batters coming in first ball, he was trying to hit it over the top, uncalled for. And this is quite a pleasurable feeling of deja vu for the Indian A team. Did a similar kind of thing in the semi-final against Bangladesh. After being pegged back 90-1 and then getting them all out for 150, that's something that the Pakistan A team will have to be wary about.
That's where they are good. Once you give them a way through into your batting lineup, they will go all in. So credit where it is due.
Tickle round the corner. That's going to go fine, and that's going to reach the boundary now. Give some welcome runs to the Pakistan A team at the end of 31. It's 196 for 5.
Batting so far for Pakistan A. Tayyib Tahir still not out on 22. Mubassir.
Just played down the ground. Right, Parvez Maroof is standing by with a guest downstairs.
Thank you, Coms. I've got Sitanshu Kotal, the head coach of India. You must be really happy after the start what Pakistan got in the way your team has fought back.
Yes, I think it's a good recovery. They had a good start, obviously. The wicket was playing well, and the batters, credit to them, they batted well, both the openers.
You caught by surprise how the Pakistani openers attacked the fast bowlers?
More than anything, I think all the 3 games we played here, ball wasn't coming that nicely on the bat in first inning. So little bit wicket looked same, but he played better, and they genuinely attacked well and they batted well.
You must be very thrilled with the spinners, how they bowled right throughout the tournament, not only today.
No, they bowled really well throughout the tournament. I think after that start, and once we got a couple of wickets, we bowled few loose balls, which spinners have not done this tournament so far. But then again, now we are back on track. So
And what do you think is a decent score to chase down in this pitch?
The way wicket has played so far, I think anything up to 275, 300 is easily chaseable. Anything over that would be somebody will have to play really well.
And tactically, it's the best time to bat with the new ball. So that's something that you keep in mind as well, isn't it?
Definitely, yes. So far, every game, the second half been the better with new ball also coming on the bat. Under the lights, it looks so far that ball's coming better on the bat. So that's what obviously the reason we wanted to field first for first 10 overs and then batting first 10 overs and under the lights.
Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thanks. Cheers.
Over to you. Back to the combox.
Just dropping it down. No chance for a run there. Ends the 32nd over. 198 for 5.
After this over drinks? After 2 overs?
That's the way it's gone till about the 17th over. No problems. Easy, smooth sailing, and then the trouble started coming with those little squares showing the fall of the wickets and really coming back strongly into this game, the India A team. After that wonderful start by the Pakistani openers, looked to be taking the game away from the Indian A team. Just kept on going, and that is the magnificent trophy that they're playing for.
Tayyip Tahir, he has looked really comfortable against the spin. And so was Umair bin Yusuf. When they were batting, Pakistan were cruising. But some wickets in the middle. And they will have to readjust, rebuild.
Lots of overs to go. They can tell themselves that we can even afford to bide our time because of that initial momentum that was created by the openers.
100%. And both these batters know that they have, as a pair, they have the best chance now. Because after that, the tail starts. We do have some all-rounders, and we have seen Mehran bat a bit. We have seen Mohammad Wasim Jr. with the cameo. But if we want to see 50s and centuries, this pair, they have the credibility, they have the skill to do it.
Even without the blistering start, a current run rate of 6.09 in the 33rd over, you'd say we're pretty comfortable. Maybe lost a couple of wickets more. That almost crept through. The ball just held its line, got the inside part of the bat.
Mubassir Khan going to play that cover drive, expansive, takes the inside edge.
Another good over with the ball. It's 33 done. 199 for 5. The Men's Emerging Asia Cup, the inaugural winners, India, in 2013, taking on the last winners, the 2019 winners, Pakistan, in this iconic Premadasa Stadium here in Colombo. Big tussle between the two giants of Asia. And a lot of activity going on. We saw some powerful hitting early on, domination by the batters, and then the spinners coming into the fray, doing a good job with good support from the outfielders. So it's been quite an intriguing game so far. And more to come, I'm sure. Just throws the bat at it and gets to the boundary. He made it look very simple, didn't he?
That's the 200 up for Pakistan. Tayyib Tahir, one of the most valuable players against spin for Pakistan. Inside out. Plays it with so much ease. Excellent weight transfer, extension of the arms, still head.
And he feels for that one now. Need to get a better bat. The keeper Jurel making an effort to catch that ball. He's just passed the bat. Close call.
From the reaction of the bowler and the keeper, it did feel like there was a faint edge. So it will be a drop catch.
Well, after the 4 coming back, the man, and another chance here, underarming that quickly. They're on their feet, so very agile. Got safely through the batter.
You still have to think whether these kinds of runs are really required at this point, because this is the last batting pair for Pakistan. After that, you still have some batting in the tank. But if they get out now, then a lot of trouble for Pakistan. The run rate is not an issue, the wickets are.
Absolutely. And you just feel you can, as I mentioned, patience is a virtue. And here, under pressure, showing your temperament is so crucial. Well, he's enjoying with a little lift through the tooth. And they'll be trying, Pakistan will be trying to find the gaps in the field to get the ball through the gaps.
Because of those 250s in the middle, 37 balls and 45, Pakistan can take their time. And that's why a couple of dot balls here and there don't matter right now. After 34, 204 for 5. And that will be the drinks.
Getting off to a rollicking start after being invited to bat. Sam Ayub and Sabzada Farhan really getting amongst the runs very, very quickly. Absolute domination early, and Yusuf chipping in. But then the problem started for India. That's the huddle, the decision to put Pakistan in didn't quite work out. They're off in a flash, very expensive first over. And from both ends, the left-right combination really took a fancy to the Indian bowling, and they really went about their manner in a very, very attacking way. And there's a big appeal, maybe a bit of bat, not quite there. Shots down the ground, slog sweeps by the left-hander, by the right-hander. It was all there. 360 degree of attack. The inside-out shots were a delight to watch from both the batters.
And Saim Ayub with straight drives, a very good celebration on his 50. Then Sahabzada Farhan followed with his 50. Both the batters looked really good. Saim Ayub down the ground to Manav Sutar, and on the very next ball gets out, caught behind. Then we saw some more sweep shots from Pakistan batters. Big hitting from Sahabzada Farhan. Until this run out. Unfortunate, he slipped. There was no run there. And Tayyib Tahir kept punishing the bad deliveries. Then it was Umair bin Yusuf, a dismissal, close call there. And then Qasim Akram, a shot on the very first delivery, not knowing where the fielder was. some outside top edges, and then it was the captain Muhammad Haris falling down to the arm ball.
They've had their little rehydration. It is very hot and muggy here in Colombo. But one little thing that worries me sometimes, Sana, is after any kind of break, the batters have got to regroup, rethink, refocus. That's when the bowling unit has that opportunity to strike.
Absolutely, and this partnership just 17 of 33, but it is going to be a very vital partnership, because this is the pair that can definitely take Pakistan to a target that is a fighting one.
And we heard the Indian A team coach saying that he'll be reasonably happy if they can restrict them to 270, 275. Anything over that would make it difficult, would be scoreboard pressure on them. So these two should assess the situation and say that we're aiming for that. We can afford to wait for the loose balls. We can show some temperament here.
Absolutely, it's still a long way to go. With 5.9 current run rate, they can go to 296. And of course, if you have wickets in hand, you can always accelerate. So for Pakistan, the priority has to keep these wickets in hand now.
And also frustrate the bowlers. 6-wicket partnership may have come slowly, but it is in the process of building. And it's going to put pressure on the bowlers and to the batter's advantage. So I say he almost made it into a full toss, but at the end it was just check shot. 35 done, 205 for 5. Tayyab Tahir uses his speed. Big swing of the bat. It's way, way up. It's going many a mile. That'll ease some nerves. Just the point I was making. Can wait for that loose ball to come along.
And he picks the bowler and the ball really well. First ball of the over for the maximum. In the last over, he picked the first ball to go over covers, this time down the ground.
Absolutely marvelous shot, particularly the state of the innings when they're just slowing down a little bit, just the momentum that's needed to get a move on. 19 for 7 sixes, and he checks his shot. That is good cricket. Big no from his partner.
And the intent has been brilliant from Pakistan. Yes, there have been a couple of rash shots in between, but every batter that has come in seemed to feel like that they mean business. A very good shot once again.
Always premeditated that reverse. He was into position very quickly. Just gauged the pace to a nicety. Just helped it on its way.
And he's shown his range of shots. He's really strong down the ground in that mid-wicket region, and this time uses the reverse sweep. Back of the bat. Knows the third fielder was quite wide. Plays it fine. Important 4 runs.
Seemed to have so much time in getting into position and playing that. Reverse sweeps are normally spur of the moment set of decisions taken. And just whip away. That is good cricket. Gets the big runs, then uses the angles well.
And this is where he's different to maybe Sahibzada Farhan. He can hit the ball long, but the way Tayyab Tahir uses soft hands to rotate the strike against spinners, that makes him a better player of spin.
Prompted a few changes in the field. No, enticement. He almost fell for it. Gets the inside part of the bat. Very fortunate.
Now that's average batting. When you've already got 11 off the over, you've got a set batter. Why would you play a shot like that? Giving a chance to the opposition to come back. This partnership is looking to look good now. 30 of 43.
Nice batter compactly behind and just ambles the single. to finish over number 36. It's 218 for 5.
Quite a few from the Pakistan A have played international cricket, as we see another big hit from Tahir. Dragged it short, Abhishek Sharma, and he was quick to latch onto it. Tahir dispatches it over the boundary. They had the job of steadying this innings, and they've done a good job so far. And the best thing about this partnership is that they've not missed out on capitalizing of loose deliveries. The phone box with me is Farweez Maroof.
Hello, WV. Definitely. I think that's where the Pakistani batters, not only these pair, especially Tayyab Tahir, everybody, whenever the opportunity has been offered, they have taken with both the hands and accepted it. At the moment, they are rebuilding it. There was a big collapse in the middle, and now it's all about batting out the 50 overs. If Pakistan bats out the 50 overs, 300 is definitely on the cards.
Ayub has played 8 international matches. Harris has played 14. Quite a lot of experience in terms of the list A matches and having played international cricket in the Pakistani A side. On the other hand, the India A side has got young cricketers who are not about 22 years of age. And they've done well here in this tournament. They come into this final unbeaten, and they're hanging in there now, as is a challenging enough final this for the young side. But they need to persevere. It's a matter of another few overs now.
And that's a 17th list A half century for Tayyab Tahir. What a fantastic knock under pressure. He came in when the chips were down, trying to rebuild the innings, and he has played really well. Shot again, over the top, mid-wicket fielder. Oh, Hungarekar. For a moment I thought he's going to hang on to it, but in the end, valiant attempt, just not good enough to hold on to it, or else to save the boundary. 37 gone, 232 for 5.
The current run rate is 6.27 for the Pakistani A side, and this partnership is worth 45, just 50 deliveries. Suddenly, Pakistan have made sure that Indians are not going to have it easy, and this partnership has become a very crucial one for them. They lost their way in between. They lost 3 wickets, scoring only 4 runs, but Mubasir and Tahir are doing a good job of rebuilding the innings here at a brisk pace. And the India A side needs to produce something here quickly.
Tayyab Tahir has been really good. 8 boundaries, and 4 times first ball of the over has been dispatched for a boundary. That means he's putting the bowler under pressure straight away, as well as twice of the last delivery.
Change in bowling. Dodia has come back for his second spell. He's starting his 6th over. Tahir has played a very good knock here. Width on offer, but not capitalizing is Mubasir.
The time innings for the Pakistani middle-order batter who has been experienced campaigner for a while, and partnership building for the Shaheen with 45 is exactly what the Pakistani need. Just miss those singles and not boundary will come, and eventually even a 300 mark in a final is a massive score.
Is at the current run rate, they'll get to 311. Will Pakistan A? It's a healthy run rate, this 6.21, and they sustained it. They got off to a good start. Doesn't find the gap on this occasion. We saw the Pakistani A openers indulge in some brutal hitting at the start of the innings.
They caught all of us by surprise the way the two openers started their proceedings. Even I had a chat with the Indian A coach. He did mention that they caught serves, but in the end, that's what good teams does. When the chips are down, they come into the game as underdogs, but the Indians are the favourites. They caught nothing straight away, but there are thoughts for the Indians as well, the way they fought back in the middle overs.
Going for a big hit. He's got hold of that. That's a huge hit. That six brings up the 50 partnership, and it takes Pakistan A to 240 for 5. A fantastic opening partnership of 121 between Farhan and Saim set the tone for the Pakistani A innings. After that, there's been steady contributions from everybody. There was a little bit of a slide, but in the last 3 overs, they got 35 runs. And suddenly, the gears have changed, and this will get the batter a couple of runs. Gradually, the Indian fielders are beginning to look a little bit ragged here.
Yeah, these two batters have made havoc in this field. Lots of mistakes as well. Luckily, the last delivery, Abhishek Sharma. This was a good shot. Midwicket was vacant. Square leg comes round. And misfield through the leg. And we just mentioned about the Indian fielders being run ragged. And this is another example of it.
Dodia was the fielder. He had to run to his left. He had it covered, and that's what will disappoint him. He got behind the ball but allowed the ball to go through. They've been really good at the Indians in this tournament, but he makes the distance, he covers the distance and then lets it go. And this is the time they got to really focus hard and try and give their best. Save some runs and try and put the pressure on the batters. Tahir has taken charge of this innings here, and he's done a good job of it. He's batting on 62, just 48.
Momentum shift in this game has been quite evident. The first wicket, Pakistan had the momentum. In the middle overs, Indians came back with 5 wickets, and now Pakistan are taking it back to their own side. This is what a final does. This is what the greatest rival does to you. Pressure. This is such we are talking about. Take a look at this. Extending of the arms. Oh, middle of the bat would have cleared any grounds. Massive.
Bit of turn and bounce for Sindhu. Mubasir is just looking to rotate the strike and allow Tahir to be on strike. That's a good ploy that from him. He was shaping for a big hit. Made a last minute change. End of the over. 247 for 5 Pakistan A. None of the India A players have yet to make their debut for the Indian senior side. They are young cricketers and they are on the way up. They are trying hard to get there sometime in the future. And most of them have been doing really well in the domestic circuit. And some of them have done really well in the IPL as well, which is a fantastic platform for them to rub shoulders with the best and against the best as well.
I'd like to correct myself here. In the previous stint, I said that the senior selection committee led by Ajit Agarkar and his selection committee has selected this bunch of players. I'm just corrected by Shashank Kishore on Twitter, saying that this is being picked by the junior cricket committee headed by Tilak Naidu, the chairperson. Just a correction there. That's good to see the youngsters being given a chance. Average age between these players all are between 19 and 22. And they will learn among these experiences.
Once again a misfield. They look for the second. I'll get it easily. Of course, both Ajit Agarkar and Tilak Naidu would have had a chat about this. And they're in constant communication, both of them.
Right way forward, giving plenty of chances. As you said, these players have performed really well in their domestic Ranji Trophy, Duleep Trophy. And then all of a sudden they get the opportunity.
That's hit away. Oh, the infield. That's a boundary. And that brings up the 250 for the Pakistan A side. They're really turning the heat on here, Pakistan A, and Tahir especially in fine nick.
It's a poor delivery by Yuvraj Singh Dodia. There's no field square through the offside, by saving the boundary, and bowls a half volley on the offside. Straight away after that stroke, deep square leg comes in. And Sri Pakawar drops back. It's been good batting, and also they're targeting the first 40 overs.
This time on the leg side, he's got hold of it well enough. And that's a big six. He's kept the umpire busy as Tahir. And he is really demoralizing the Indian spinners here with some big hitting.
A calculated risk. He understands only 4 fielders are permitted outside the circle, and this is the last over in the second power play and maximizing it. And Dodia is bowling it full right in his arc for a batsman who has settled really well. He's not going to miss out. The first boundary through the offside, second a massive 6 over mid wicket.
Looking to run it fine, pick up a single, doesn't find any kind of response from his partner. The inside out was really good and it was hit powerfully. And the next one, the 6, was hit even more harder, even more longer.
The wheels are coming off. Dodia is at the moment just firing it in. Partnership has 73 of 67 deliveries. Brilliant so far by these Pakistani batters.
Up and over. That'll go to a boundary. Now he's toying with the bowlers here. One through the offside in front of the wicket. 1 over long on. And 1 behind square now.
I don't understand this feel by India. Hospital bowling to a right-hander. 5 fielders in the offside. And all what Tayyib Tahir has to do is to find the gap and be a bit vijay. And that's exactly what he did. So not all about power shots. It's all about using the guile as well. Just don't understand the captaincy at the moment, having only 4 fielders in the leg side.
He picks up a single, retains the strike. 265 for 5. Pakistani after 40. Contributions coming from the top of the order really well for Pakistan A. 2 half centuries at the top. Tahir batting on 80. And it gives you an indication of how dominating Tahir has been. If you cast your mind back to the score at the end of 35 overs, Pakistan A were 205 for 5. And in the last 5 overs, they got 65 runs. Correction, 60 runs. This partnership is worth 78 of 69, and then is moved on to 79 or 70.
Yeah, real see back of the bat. No more innovation by Tayyip Tai. It's not all about massive sixes and bound. It's all about getting those singles, rotating the strike. And these two players have been brilliant. It's outside. It's a genuine outside edge with a brilliant delivery by Manav Sutar. And 2 away runs. At the moment, the problem is for the captain of India, and he cannot be attacking. Ideally, you like to have a slip fielder. And when you're 5 wickets down, the batsman has been so good. Unfortunately, there is no slip field in place and resulting in 2 runs.
Gradually, Pakistan A is looking to take this game away from India A.
Definitely India A will have their work cut out chasing this score. Under lights, under pressure, in a big game, a crunch game. The greatest rivalry, all this pressure. And that man on screen, Yashtul, will play an important role for India A.
Played away fine. That will run away to the boundary. This is good batting. Mubasir joining the party now.
Perfect example of using the pace which the bowler offers to the batter. Playing it really late, almost off the glove of the wicket-keeper. And the third man fielder was quite squarer. When you're bowling quicker, you need to be finer, but unfortunately for India A, the face placement has been a bit under the par, I say.
He'll pick up another run here, playing over the infield. It's interesting how both the sides somehow have got the number 280 in their heads. The Pakistani captain said 280 he was looking at the toss. And then we heard Kotak say, the coach of the Indian A side, say that beyond anything past 280 will be difficult to chase. And Pakistan A are 273 for 5. And at the end of 41 overs, they're 274 for 5.
Yeah, best partnership going on. This is Tayyip Tai, 82 of 57 deliveries. He's been quite powerful. He's been full. He's been not making the back seat, doing those cute little strokes as well. Whenever the off-spinner has pitched it up, he has taken the aerial route and been quite successful. Brilliant so far. Very interesting stats as well. Best partnership against India in the entire tournament. India is playing the 5th game of this tournament. Has been Simon Farhan, the first wicket in this game, 121. And the second is an ongoing partnership, which is 87 of 75 deliveries. That shows how well Pakistan A on the day have performed under pressure.
Sindhu to start his 9th over. He'll be up against Tahir. Pakistan A have got 9 more overs to bat, and even if they get 30 odd runs, 40 odd runs, they would have set a very good target for India A.
You mentioned about Mohammad Haris at the toss said 280. Very similarly against semi-final against Sri Lanka at Pisara, where I did the toss, he said the same, 280, and they ended up scoring 322. Anything above 300 is a match-winning score, and India has to bat out of their skin to win this championship.
Nudged away on the onside. He'll pick up a single. Mubasir is providing excellent support to Tahir. He's not trying to be a hero here. He's realized he's got to play the supporting role, and he's doing exactly that.
A slight message, probably from the captain, or maybe a written message in the bottle. Never know. Using tactics, new tactics. India needs some luck somehow at the moment.
The only option he's got left is to bring back his medium paces now, because he's tried a lot of spin. In the last few overs, nothing really has happened. They've not made any impression on the batters. So he's got to try and change the tempo of the game.
Spot on. I'm tempted to be one of the quicks. Bowl those cutters into the pitch, change the pace of the game, and get the batsmen to think differently. At the moment, they know it's only going to be spinners.
90 runs partnership of just 79 deliveries rather than 80. It's been a good partnership, obviously, and it's come at a very crucial time, just when Pakistan were almost looking like losing their way. End of the over, 277 for 5.
.277 on the board. This is turning out to be a fantastic batting effort for Pakistan A, and it seems as if for the third time in this tournament they'll be putting 300 plus on the scoreboard. They've done that twice before this. Look at those two partnerships. The opening wicket stand of 121, and then this partnership really tightening the screws here.
They've really got to move on in this partnership, but the game has ebbed and flowed quite a bit. And are there going to be any twists and turns? Wouldn't be surprised. The change of face that our previous commentators were talking about being affected here, and that's I assume not quite the last throw of the dice, but at least an option that the skipper was forced into.
Yes, he's been forced to get the quicks back. Hangar Gekar, 2 overs, none for 14. Should have had a wicket of Saim Ayub early on, but had him out caught off a no ball. And that no ball turned out to be very expensive, because we saw that opening wicket partnership to go on and put 121 on the board.
The coach was talking about a 275 plus score that's going to put them in trouble. That looks very much gettable now. They're going to cross that.
Ahead along its way, and that will be 4. He picked his spot there, did Tahir, saw the fine leg up inside the 30-yard circle, knew exactly what he was doing.
He's so very quick into position. Once you're playing the scoop, you've got to be right there. Look at him, just there, quite a big stride away. You can lose your balance. Seem to have his eyes on the ball and get just that perfect bit of bat on it. Just take it away to the boundary. Looking very ominous. 330 plus on the cards here.
It's the current run rate over 6.5 runs per over. And at this rate, they get to 333 in a final. Big runs, especially on a surface like this. Short. Wanted to just wrap that ball over short third. Didn't get the timing right.
It's a typical pace bowler's retort. When you're hit for a boundary, you come back. But I think the batter was expecting that. And it almost played into his hand when he tried to ramp that away. Look at this. He's waiting and he tries to get it away. Not quite getting hold of that. But there was that improvisation on the cards. Got the bottom part of the bat.
Didn't get room. Didn't have enough room to play that kind of shot. Tayyab Tahir. Tahir got 51 of 67 balls in that match against Nepal for Pakistan earlier in this tournament. Looking for a single, they'll get it easily. It's clever batting by Mubasir, who's content on playing second fiddle in this partnership.
Absolutely. Very sensible cricket. It just taps the ball away, soft hands, looks up at his partner. Didn't have to say yes, just looked up, the understanding is there, and they crossed over quite comfortably. Shows how pretty they're sitting in the middle with all the hard work done when the wickets were falling and then grinding their way into this game and now taking the ascendancy with some big hits.
Delight amongst a smattering of fans of the Pakistani side. When you look at the field setting, there are 4 boundary riders on the leg side. There's no one cutting off a single on the leg side. That's the short ball, so you know he's going to be bowling short.
Spare a thought for the bowlers in this kind of situation. There's hardly anything in the track. The batters are in a marauding mood. You've been hit away for a boundary first up. You need to come back strongly in the over.
And that's the reason why I was saying that with the predominant leg side field on the boundary, Tahir is trying to either play the ramp or play the uppercut to play the short ball on the offside. This is easy pickings.
Can he afford to do that? It's lucky that it didn't find the gap because it was there for the taking, just drifting down leg. So you're right. The thought process should be about the off stump or outside the line of the off stump. Every time you become too straight and drift, you're in for trouble.
He's into the 90s now. Tayyip Tahir, 91 of just 63 balls, 10 boundaries and 3 sixes with a strike rate of 144. He's playing this ODI like a T20. Cracking innings. And this could turn out to be a match-defining one. They've got one, which means the partnership now worth 99. And that'll end the over as well. 43 gone, 286 for 5. Almost every batter of this Pakistani side got runs against his name, barring those two, Akram and Haris, the captain who fell early. Barring those two, everyone else contributing to the cause. 286 on the board, 121 runs for the opening wicket, and now 99 for the 6th wicket. The 2 highest partnerships that any team has had against the India side in this edition have come in the final.
And just the right time for it. The partnership has been so impressive. You got to take into consideration that they started off when the innings was tottering. Cluster of wickets falling. They took their time. We're looking at the big hits, the highlights. There's been a period of play where they had to really grind it, really play some defensive shots, frustrate the bowlers initially, and then once they got the feel of things going, started going after the bowlers. And how it's produced that those, how quickly those 99 runs have come has been there for all to see. Excellent work.
Credit to the batting side. You've got to give it to Tayyip Tahir, the way he's played and structured this innings. A lot of times you find fault with the bowling team in terms of what's gone wrong. Hit down the ground, and that's hit a fair distance. The 100 of the partnership comes up. This 6th wicket stand is now worth 105.
Oh, this is mayhem here. Look at the way. Look at the shimmy down the wicket. Gets underneath that one. Full flourish of the bat. Lovely follow through. It's got the elevation. It's got the distance. It's got the maximum.
It's the second 100-run plus partnership that's come against India A, and it's come in the same match in the final. And now he's looking for his 100 here as well. He's got one. Is that off the bat? Run signal, yes, so it's 100 for Tayyip Tahir in the final of this ACC Men's Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2023. A match-defining innings.
Yes, it is. 400s in List A matches, and what a time to get it. And he thanks the Almighty. This has been a tremendous innings. The compilation of the innings so very crucial, as making the point. He came in with his partner at a time of stress, but he's shown a lot of mental resilience in addition to the wonderful skill sets he has. Big striker of the ball, also has deft touches. It's been a delight to watch.
What an innings. 11 boundaries, 4 sixes for Tayyip Tahir. Yes, a delight quite evident on his face. It's a big innings. Lucky there. The edge will get him 4. He was foxed in the flight, but still gets 4, and the 300 comes up for Pakistani.
When it's going your way, the luck, Lady Luck upstairs looks down on you. Could have gone on to any part, to any of the fielders. You had to reach for it. And despite that, getting enough bat, the upper part, not in control, but 4 runs nevertheless. 4 streaky runs, but it'll keep on piling the pressure.
Inside out. What a shot this. He's not got 4 for it, but Ryan Parag was there. But what a clinically executed shot.
One of the most difficult shots to play. And he was well inside. Look at the amount of space he makes for himself. Plays it inside out. The perfect shot, but doesn't result in the boundary. You get a boundary of a streaky shot. It was the vagaries of cricket.
Well, Mubasir says, I'm not one to be outdone. 4 to end the over. 44 gone, 305 for 5.
Yes.
118, that's what this partnership is worth. They were 200 in the 34th over, and they've got to 300 in the 44th. Just taken 63 deliveries for those 100 runs. And look at this highest partnerships versus India in this series. 2 of them, both 100 plus in this match. Farhan and Ayub putting on 121, and that now is in danger because Tahir and Mubasir have put on 118 for this 6th wicket stand.
What a time to just stitch together those partnerships. The final of the ACC Men's Emerging Asia Cup here at the Pramadasa. Sun beating down, entertainment in the middle from the batter's perspective. Pressure for the bowlers. How do they come back?
Looks for the Yorker. Well fielded. It's very good fielding by the captain, Yash Dole himself.
You got to do that. You've got to keep up your spirit. Cannot afford to give it away. You would be under tremendous pressure. This is the 100. This is a highlight worth watching over and over, with shots all around the ground, the inside-out shots played to a nicety. He's really done well with that particular shot. And then the scoop, the improvisation, it's all been there in this wonderful innings we've seen. And it's still some more to go, I suspect.
Pulled away. High and handsome for 6. What a shot this by Mubasir.
Mubasir is saying, anything you can do, I can do, maybe not better, or try to match it. And that's what's been there. The effort gave. You could hear the grunt from the bowler, but the angle and the swivel round and the control. Look at that. Using the pace of the ball and putting it away for the maximum.
A half tracker. That's not going to impress the captain, but it definitely does impress the crowd. The result of that half tracker from Hangar Gekar.
Yeah, I'm a lot of discussions going on in the outfield with the captain coming to the bowler. Another field, Hangar being advised to do things right. He's been asked to change angles. Maybe this is a ploy that might work.
The wide Yorker. Yes, that's the plan. That's exactly what you've got to do. He's coming round the wicket. Now, there are times when you look to take wickets. And now when you're under the pump, this is the time when you look to contain the damage that's being done.
Rightly spotted there, Raman. Very good call, and also keeping your cool in getting that, the wide Yorker. Just a tad wide, it might have been gone for a wide. You've got to keep your cool in terms of your skill sets.
Now look at the field as well. They've got a fielder at wideish third man at the boundary. They've got that short third very straight. So the line has to be outside off. This one's, I think, slipped out of his hand. He was again looking for the wide Yorker. He's gotten away with it. Just a single of that ball.
Yeah, a little lucky on that occasion. Just slipped out. It is very, very hot and humid, and you have sweaty palms. Possibly the reason why. Thankfully, it was not above waist high. That could have been further trouble. Batsman trying to hit it too hard, missed an opportunity.
Now look at where the wicketkeeper is standing as well. It'll give you a clear indication. Dhruv Jurel is standing very wide outside the off stump. So you know what the plan is. You know Hangar Gekar's targeting probably the 5th or the 6th stump. Outside off. That's where he's going. Down the ground. There's long on there. Gleefully accepted by Abhishek Sharma. Hangar Gekar finally tastes success in this match. But not before Tayyab Tahir got a magnificent 100. He's out for 108, but what a knock this.
It has been an exceptional knock. He tried to carry on with the momentum, but that change of angle and the length of the ball didn't get underneath that one. Good catch taken in the deep. At last, with the breaking of the partnership, some relief for the Indian supporters and the Indian A team. Terrific innings comes to an end. Tayyab Tahir gone for 108. It's a 313 for 6.
The fall of Tayyab Tahir's wicket brings Mehran Mumtaz out there into the middle. Now, will this be the difference between a 335 or a 360? Mehran's the new man in. He'd like to continue with the momentum here. Batting average just about 15, but you know, this is the time when you come into bat with 5 odd overs to go. You not look at the batting average. What you look at is the strike rate. But look at the kind of applause that Tayyab Tahir is getting from his teammates.
That's very, very nice to see virtually the whole team converging, congratulate him. He's done the job. He's taken his team to a very, very strong position in this final.
Now, probably wanted to keep Mehran on strike. Played away. There is sweeper cover, so single of the very first ball that he faces. But the reason why Mehran's had to come out in the middle is because the wicket's gone down. 45 gone. 314 for 6. Scoring at almost 7 runs and over. Pakistan in this final of the ACC Men's Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2023. They're the defending champions, remember, having won the title in the last edition in 2019.
And those last 10 overs bringing 105 runs, 109 runs, correction. They really shifted gears. And what a time it's come. But now it's time for the Indian A bowlers. The reason why the new batter is in. He tried to get underneath that one and hold out into the deep. But he's done the damage. He's played a superb knock. And his team are in a very happy position and well appreciated by his teammates there. The smiles break out. They know they have some sort of control over this game now.
There's power in his hitting today that we saw. Over the top. And this is going to be 4. Handy blow from Mehran, who's just come to the crease. That's his first boundary.
I was wondering if Mehran has been given the license to go for it. I mean, now that they've lost the services of the man who got the runs, some would have thought maybe give the strike to the man on form in the middle there.
Shamim, I think every batter who steps out into the middle now will have the license to go for it for Pakistan. 4 wickets still in hand. You don't get any bonus runs for having them when the 50 overs are done. They'll come and have a go. Off the inner edge. I think that's a better length to be looking at. Look for the Yorker. Look for the fuller delivery just around outside off stump.
Not often you see Harshit Rana have figures of not for 36 in the 4th over in a one-day match. And so all the luck favoring the batters just like that is going to go their way. When things don't sort of click for you as a bowler, the batter gets that little bit of advantage. He's getting the inside part of the bat and the ball runs away. Could have gone and hit the stumps. Not to be.
What they need to look at doing is try and create those situations where the batter has to generate the pace off the bat and are unable to get under the ball. Projected scores in the range of 350 and thereabouts. It's a huge ask for India A here. Looking for the Yorker. Ended up being a low full toss, which is not that easy to put away.
This is a fine line between Yorker and a low full toss, and even if it's pitched further up or short of the batter, you can put it in the slot. So you're right, low full toss is always not the easiest ball to put away. You see there, trying to get underneath that one, got the toe end of the bat. But I think they're going to just have some free-flowing batting in the middle from both ends. And India will need some slices of luck to stem this flow of runs.
Change of angle. Harshit Rana comes over the wicket to the left-hander. Slower one. The change-up's coming into play now.
You just got to keep doing that consistently. Slow down the ball. Do not allow the batter to use your pace. Make them manufacture the shots. And in the process, when they're trying to hit it too hard, it doesn't really come off the bat. Time it sweetly enough. So some kind of a check on the run getting at least, if not the wickets.
Huge score on the board already for Pakistan A, and the captain had said that at the toss, that it's a final. If you get runs on the board, chasing may become a difficult task for the India A side. Pulled away. Just a single. And I wonder in hindsight, would batting first have been a better idea for the India A team in the final?
They faltered in the last match in the semi-final. 211 they were bowled out for. Maybe that was playing on their minds, that decision not to bat first.
Runs on the board in a final. How many times have we talked about that? The pressure of chasing any number of runs at times gets to a side, but this is going to be a test, a litmus test for this young India A squad. How many can they restrict Pakistan A to? That's the first question. And do they have the wherewithal to chase it down? End of the over. 46 gone. 322 for 6.
It's a run feast at the R. Premdasa Stadium. 322 for 6 after 46 overs. Who would have thought in a final that the batting team first, in fact, will pile up this bigger score at the moment. He's been brilliant. This is the main Asia Cup coming up very soon. Group A, Pakistan, India, Nepal. Group B, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. We're fighting it out. The top 2 teams will get into the second round. The 4 teams will play each other once again. And the big final. And all this action starts on the 30th. In the air, short extra cover fielder takes it. It's an easy catch and a brilliant delivery by Hangarekar outside the off stump.
And a very important wicket for the last 4 overs for India A. Mubassir Khan has looked so good. Time and again, in the last game as well, he was involved in a brilliant partnership. This time also supported Tayyib Tahir so well from the toe end of the bat. Easy catch for Nitesh. Important wicket in this last phase of the game. The set batter gone has really played well. For 35 of 47, Pakistan A 322 for 7.
Mohammad Wasim Jr., the big hitter, very useful with the ball. Can he make some damage for the Pakistani with the bat? He certainly did. Some lusty hitting in the semi-finals, playing his 29th game. A listed half century as well under his belt. A very good striker of 114. Can he pile up some misery on this Indian attack?
Rightly pointed out, he scored 24 of 17 deliveries in that important semi-final. Finished the innings really well. And those are the last 25 runs that really put extra pressure on the opposition.
Hangarekar has come back really well. Came round the wicket, picked up a couple of wickets, bowling outside the off stump. And at the moment he's changed the angle, going over the wicket to the new batsman, Wasim Jr. Hit it hard and no second intention needed for Junior.
Mohammad Wasim Jr., the only player in this lineup who has represented Pakistan in all 3 formats. This is the fall of wicket, the last wicket. Mubassir Khan trying to accelerate, keep accelerating. Toe end of the bat, easy catch.
Easy catch taken by the subfielder Nitish Kumar Reddy at short extra cover. Follow wickets. It was a brilliant partnership for the opening batters, and then there was a flurry of wickets in the middle and a huge partnership in the middle for the 6th wicket between Tayyib Tahir and Mubassir Khan has made sure Pakistan A have mastered a massive score in a final. Nicely bowled again. Keeping the same tactic way outside the off stump.
Very impressed by Mubassir Khan. He has been involved in 2 partnerships against India under pressure. One with Qasim Akram in the last game. This time Tayyib Tahir, it was a very important knock from him as well. He has not represented Pakistan at the international level so far. And good from the team management to have Qasim Akram and Mubassir Khan, both off spinners, all-rounders in the same team. Brave call there by the think tank.
I think it's a very good call, getting the left arm spinner into the team. And the slower surface, that's nicely played through extra cover. 2 runs taken. I'm not too sure about this line by Hangarekar. With 3rd man up, cover point up, and trying to bowl outside the off stump, any bat, even an edge, will be a boundary. He's rather get one fielder from the leg side into the 30-yard circle and get 3rd man back.
Absolutely. Short. They can bring the deep fine to short fine. The projected scores 348, 352. Pakistan will be looking at that 350 mark with 3 wickets in hand, and Wasim Jr. still there.
Field remains the same. Oh, nicely bowled. That is nicely bowled by Hangareka. Slowing things down, pretty unlucky there. The wicketkeeper got a bad bounce. Saw it in the last one. Saw the batsman going to the off stump, trying to paddle it over and bowl that slow ball into the pitch.
Very well bowled. The keeper had a mixed day today. This should have been taken. He put the body behind the line but took the eyes off at the last end.
Awkward bounce in front of the wicketkeeper. Could have done better, but I just thought it was quite sensible not to face the ball right away. Wasn't sure whether he's going to come to his face or the body. In the end, not much of a damage done. Nicely bowled, and good batting. A reverse slap. Mentioned about bowling outside the off stump to have the third man back. Unfortunately, India didn't. 47 gone, 331 for 7. Plenty of contributions by the top order as well as the middle order.
Excellent batting up top. Saim Ayub was brilliant with 59. Shabdada Farhan looked $1 million 65, but it was Tayyab Tahir. A brilliant 100 of just 71 balls, 108 of 71. What a knock under pressure when wickets were falling in the middle. He has represented Pakistan in just one game internationally, but he has shown such temperament. No. And Tayyab Tahir, he has been the highest run scorer in the Pakistan One Day Cup, so he was informed. He took on the Indian bowlers right from the word go, punished every bad delivery, showed a lot of range of shots down the ground, over covers, some innovations also. And he shows that he loves the final. Scores 100 against India, scored 71 for Central Punjab in the Pakistan One Day Cup final. So he's the one for the finals. Umair bin Yusuf for the semi-finals. Tayyab Tahir for the finals. Sorted.
And that's hallmark of a good player, performing under pressure. Every batsman want to get out there now. Sufyan Mukim already geared up. And certainly Tayyab Tahir, a stocky player, and backs a punch, and some of those sixers could have cleared any ground in the world. Inside edge and given out. This time trying to go over square leg outside the off stump, and Harshit Rana gets his man.
And the field set has brought this shot out. Pervez, you were talking about how the third needs to be back. This time it was back. And that's why Mehran Mumtaz tried to drag it to the leg side. In the process, edged it to the keeper.
Fast bowler's instincts, Sana. Mumtaz gone for 13. Pakistan 8, 332 for 8. Pakistan losing the 8th wicket. Brings in Sufyan Mukim at number 10, the wrist spinner. He will have a huge role in this pitch with his Wrist spinners bowling into the pitch, bowled really well in that semi-final against Sri Lanka. Picked up a couple of wickets, very important wickets in the middle overs. These goods by Harshit Rana. Straight away for the batsman, the new one, digging it short and hitting that length.
Absolutely, that's important. We will be seeing more cutters, off cutters here, taking the ball away. This was also a bit wider. He's bowling to his field. And you keep seeing the aggression whenever there's India-Pakistan. Mehran Mumtaz will definitely come back when he's bowling with some aggression. He's been added to the Pakistan side. He played the last case against India but missed out against Sri Lanka.
There's no harm in having a bit of a chirp, a bit of humour, as long as everything in the game and remains in the game. A bounce attempted by Harshit Rana, slowing it down. Interesting to see whether it was the slow ball bouncer. Doesn't look like, digging it really short. And this is something that, seam up, very slow. This is something that the Pakistani too quick, Sarshad Iqbal and Mohammad Wasim Jr. got to keep an eye on. The best time to bat is with the new ball. If Pakistan can manage to bowl the first 10 overs quite in a low score, they will have a good chance. But being said that, the Indian batting top order is magnificent. They are in superb form and they will probably rely on their top order.
And maybe Pakistan can use spinners from one end because they are playing extra spinners. They've got a left arm and Mehran Mumtaz, Sufyan Mukim, the wrist spinner, and two offies.
Did he find the gap? No, just a single. And this is stat. At Arpindasa Stadium, team chasing the highest chase was last year in June, Sri Lanka, Australia. Game number 3 in the one day was 292. So India to win this game, they have to be a record-breaking chase. That's how tough it's going to be.
Absolutely, and we saw in the middle, the ball started spinning a bit also. It's not as easy a wicket to bat on, but credit to the Pakistan batters. The intent was always there. Even when the wickets were falling, they were going for runs. And that's what put India back on the back foot. Otherwise, at one point when Pakistan were 187 for 5, India was totally back in the game.
Shifting of momentum in this game has been quite evident. First wicket, Pakistan well in control in the middle overs. India fighting back, and in the death overs as well. Pakistan back into the game and bossing at the moment. 48 gone. Pakistan 335 for 8. Avishka Fernando, top of the ladder, 255 in 4 games. And Yashdu, Sai Sudarshan, the two Indians, will have to be among the runs. They have to score big if India have any chance of winning this game. Both of these players, Tayyab Tahir, after the 100 he scored today, climbing up to the 4th position. Hangar Gekar coming around the wicket to the left hand at Sufyan Mukim. Third man is back finally. Bowls a full one just outside the off stump. Knocked away for a single too long on.
Does the right thing. Sufyan Mukim brings Mohammad Wasim Jr. on strike. You know, he loves to play these cameos. Pakistan, when Mohammad Haris lost the toss, he also wanted to bowl first, but sometimes the toss it's better to lose the toss sometimes, because he thought 280, 290 can be a good score, and Pakistan has really exceeded their own expectations here.
In your career, you had one of those moments where you think you went to go to the toss, I'd like to lose this.
A lot of times, Perez. I was captain for 8 years, a lot of times.
Brilliant. Deep fine leg, deep mid wicket, long on for Mohammad Wasim Jr. Smashes it, mid off up. Oh, that's a massive stroke. A poor delivery again. Mid off up, outside the off-stump Yorker. It's not going to work.
And that's the best part of Mohammad Wasim Jr.'s hitting. It's not only on the leg side. He can lift the ball up on that long off region with ease. I've seen him done time and again. Excellent, important runs, taking the match away from India maybe.
Yeah, rubbing salt into the wound in these death overs. Just extending off the arm of Mohammad Wasim Jr. And off you go, he says. Change of field again, mid-off drops back. And third man comes up. Interesting call, and Hannibal gives it wide. I think it may be a sensible thing to do because it's way outside the awesome, though Mohammad Wasim Jr. was going to his right.
Good batting. Now he was looking at using the lap shot because the fine fielder is in, the square fielder is in. But it was too wide, almost off the pitch. Good decision from the umpire.
Some exercises for Big Hannibal. Both the umpires had plenty of exercises today. 4s, 6s, wides. Lots of energy in the field by both the teams. Slow ball this time. Nicely bowled. Nicely bowled. This is exactly what the two seamers got to be doing much more. Slow ball, cutters into the pitch. It's hard to time the ball.
Very well bowled, well disguised and well played as well. Mohammad Wasim was halfway through the shot. He wanted to swing it hard, but check shot at the end.
Hunger Gaker towards score line says 344 for 8. He's bowled some decent deliveries, just that on the day all the Indian bowlers have taken apart for some brilliant batting by the Pakistan A side. In a final 344 for 8. You lose the toss, being put into bat. A magnificent effort.
Absolutely, no credit taken away from the Pakistan team. Yes, there are experienced players, but other teams had experienced players too. Afghanistan with 9, Sri Lanka with 9, Bangladesh with 8. So yes, experience matters, but you have to put that experience into action each day, every day. And what a day to put that experience in action for Pakistani.
Nicely bowled again. A good point you brought it up regarding international players in all the teams. Yeah, that's where the young Indian team, none of the players have played any international cricket and very new to the list A cricket. This is experience, they'll learn. They've got all the attributes and skill levels to succeed. We all know when a young Indian player comes through the system, goes through the NCA, and then all of a sudden they become world champs. You see with many other players present and past. Another slow delivery. This is brilliant.
Very good bowling, and Parvez saying that it's still just halfway through the match. You don't know. We have seen India A chasing targets. All I'm saying is that yes, experience does matter, but what a day for Pakistan A to bring that experience to the fore.
Well, India has won 3 games out of 4 chasing in this championship. The other side is Pakistan has won thrice defending. So it's all equal there. It's all about getting a good start. You never know. Cricket is a funny old game. A couple of batsmen get set. We may be into a brilliant game. Another slow delivery to end this 6th over. Pakistan A 344 for 8. The hill country of Sri Lanka awaits the big one. Pakistan versus India up in Kandy. That's going to be a blockbuster. coming up very soon. 2nd of September on a Saturday at Pallakale, which is Kandy Sana. That's going to be a brilliant game.
Absolutely. We have always seen how India and Pakistan games bring the best out of players.
On the 2nd of September, that is, in the first round, both the teams get through, which I'm pretty sure they do. They'll meet again in the second round at this very stadium, the R. Premadasa. This place is going to be electrifying with all the fans.
Absolutely. So much cricket coming. Asia Cup, World Cup. Treat for the cricket lovers.
Plenty of cricket coming for Sri Lanka as well. LPL just going to start as soon as Pakistan tour of Sri Lanka ends with the test match. Then the Asia Cup, then the World Cup. This time another scoop over, not over, trying to go over, but almost being caught at fine leg. I feel Mohammad Wasim Jr. will do well to use his strength and probably go over long on mid-wicket area.
Yes, especially when the bowlers are using the slower ones more. They understand Mohammad Wasim Jr. enjoys the pace. Both the fast bowlers, Harshit Rana, Hangagekar, have been showing some skill with the slower deliveries.
A wrong option taken by Mohammad Wasim Jr. Rather try to be cute. I think he should be using his power. Saw in the previous game as well against Sri Lanka with a couple of sixes he scored. Even today, he's better off for targeting the front boundary, which is long on, long off, mid-wicket. Probably Sufyan Mukim, who's not so strong hitter, could use those paddle shots. Mohammad Wasim Jr. before even the ball was delivered, he was off.
And Sufyan Mukim is just wanting to give strike back to Mohammad Wasim Jr. Arshad Iqbal, who's still in the dugout, can definitely hit sixes. So maybe he could have come ahead of Sufyan Mukim here. He's all geared up. Arshad Iqbal, 5-wicket haul in the semi-final. Mohammad Wasim Jr. already halfway through the pitch.
He was. All the tail-end batters in the death overs think they can bat. And Arshad Iqbal must be saying, let me in. Get you a couple of sixes. I tell you what, if this guy gets anywhere near the bat, the middle of the bat in fact, it will clear.
Maybe a different delivery. Mid-off comes up, fine goes back.
Short ball attempted and mid-off is up and one bounce boundary. It's more of a tennis forehand over the mid-off fielder.
What a brilliant shot. Not an easy shot to play. With the field setting, you knew that it will be a short delivery. And that's the 350 up for Pakistan with a lovely forehand. Excellent batting from Mohammad Wasim Jr. Another cameo from him. Exactly what Pakistan needed.
Picking up 350, which is the 5th highest list A score at this very own stadium. The highest being Sri Lanka A, Ireland A. 403 was the highest. And then 375, 366. India, Sri Lanka. India scoring 363. Sri Lanka couldn't get anywhere closer. But today, lies on the 5th position. 350 in a final. Brilliant effort. Final ball coming up. Very good Yorker. Right on the money. Right on the money. Very good finish. Oh, beg your pardon. Sorry, I'm just getting too excited. Soaking everything.
Race, take it easy. Yes, there is excitement. But that's why Mohammad Wasim Jr., he denied that single because he wants to play the last delivery, go for the maximum there.
So much activity happening and everyone being entertained. Just get some breath back, isn't it? Getting too excited over here. Now the final ball coming up. 1 for 49 of 5.5 overs. Both the fast bowlers have been taken to the cleaners. The spinners have well. Pakistan A have been brilliant today. Final ball coming up. Another Yorker. Flicks it towards square leg. Wasim Jr. may be coming back for the second. And makes it easier. And that is a good score. 352. of 50 overs.
What an innings from the Pakistani batters. They have really put a big total in the final against India A. 353 runs required to win this final. The defending champions making sure that they are going to make India work if they have to win the title.
The defending champions playing like champions. In the final, after being put into bat, they have gone on a leather hunt. With concerned faces in the Indian dugout, I'm pretty sure they got enough good players to at least give a good fight. But I think don't write this Indian A team off. Yes, experience-wise, they're not so experienced. But if they get the act right, if a couple of batsmen gets together, you never know. As a cricket, is a funny old game.
Absolutely, there's talent in both teams, and this has been the story for Pakistan. An excellent start at the top. Saim Ayub with 59, for Sabzada Farhan 65, Umair bin Yusuf 35, but the star of the day, Tayyib Tahir, 108 of 71 deliveries when wickets were falling.
The century stand you spoke about, that was the difference. Two of them, in fact. The opening batsmen, Saim and Farhan, of 108 deliveries, exactly 121, and Tahir and Mubassir were the game changer, 126 in a very quick time. The highlights of the innings so far.
Pakistan were put into bat, and from the word go, the first over went for 13 runs. It was Saim Ayub against Harshit Rana, and then Sabzada Farhan came to the party. All the bad deliveries were punished. The spinners were on, the fast bowlers, yes, there were chances. But Pakistan had the first say in the game. Excellent sweeps, shots down the ground, over covers, inside out. And the spinners, the attack was taken to the spinners.
Everyone was taken to the cleaners. Saim Ayub opening the batting, making sure that the foundation was laid. There was the Farhan, the other opening batsman, did really well. Saim Ayub, when he came down the track, boy, big punch. That was his dismissive back to the pad and neatly taken by Dhruv Jural, the wicket keeper. Umar bin Yusuf started quite steadily. Farhan was going everything unless this happened. An unfortunate slip made sure that he was run out. And then it was Tayyib Tahir as well as Umar bin Yusuf taken the spinners into the greyness.
And then Umair bin Yusuf handing one back to the bowler, and Qasim Akram, the first delivery he faced, goes to the deep mid-wicket fielder. There were a bit of chances there, and Mohammad Haris gone with an arm ball. This is the time where India A came back into the game, but it was Tayyib Tahir and the fireworks that really put Pakistan back into the driving seat.
They were driving seat ever since. Tayyib Tahir was striking it so well. And it's not only about power strokes, but in dial and having the presence of mind about the field, where exactly it is. And when he comes down the track, every time it's been a clean hit. That brings up the first 100 for him.
And he was very well supported by Mubassir Khan, who after Tayyib Tahir went like in this fashion, went on to accelerating the scoreboard. But it didn't last for long as Mubassir Khan departs, and then Mehran Mumtaz as well. But it was Muhammad Wasim Jr. again with the fireworks. 17 of last 10 deliveries he faced. Good score on the board for Pakistan, 352.
These are the high scores. Avishka Fernando sitting up the ladder. Yashdul, Sai Sudarshan, Tayyib Tahir, all playing this game. And we got Shamim Chowdhury downstairs. Let's see who has got.
I've got the Centurion Tayyib Tahir alongside me. You came in at a very difficult time. Well, when you came in, it's 146 for 2. But then 3 wickets falling within 4 runs. Must have been difficult to work your way out of that little position that your team were in then.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I am blessed today that Allah blessed me, because it was tough when I went inside, because wicket wasn't that easy. Because ball was a bit old. At that time we can't hit the ball. So with the new ball was coming, but after like old ball, it was hard to play, and we lost 2-3 wickets back to back. And I spoke to my partner that we will take this a bit long, then we will charge them. So obviously every team needs momentum.
Indeed, that is the period when you are under pressure and you have to be very selective with your shots. You can't, even if you feel that you should go for runs, you just re-stabilize the innings. That's what you did with Mubassir in particular.
Yeah, obviously, like when we lost wickets, I spoke to a partner. I goes like, if we get very bad ball, then we will hit it. Otherwise, we will take it long, take it one. We will rotate runs and we'll take it long.
But once you started hitting, I mean, we've seen it. You've been hitting all around the ground. You're so very comfortable. You're trusting the wicket to play your shots.
Yeah, it was like when I went inside, it was hard at that time. But slowly, I was getting like, I goes like, I can hit the ball now.
And
so,
you needed the support from your partner.
Yeah, even though he spotted me like.
Yeah, absolutely. It was wonderful to watch. You've done the hard job. You've put the runs on the board.
Thank you
and
very
you feel your bowlers are going to do it for you?
Sorry?
When you got back and you try to restrict the opposition.
Yeah, obviously, like we lost first game against them, so it is good. Like it is final, so we will stick them under 200.
Thank you for talking to us. Best of luck to you for the rest of the game. Thank you.
Thank you, Shamim. And that's the story of the bowling of India A. 1 wicket for Harshit Rana. In the beginning, both the seamers were expensive, but couple of wickets for Hangagekar. At the end, he bowled really well. Ran Parag with couple of wickets. And the final, that's the story. Confirmation, India needs 353 runs in 50 overs to win the title.
$353, right? Yeah. A target is 353. Beginning of the day, we thought this pitch is going to be slower, but I'll tell you what, this pitch not been used and it's been relayed after a while. And as I said, it's not been used and it looks really good. There's nothing much to speak about. We saw some areas were shaking up when it comes to surface, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't see any damages happen to the pitch, and 353 is a record-breaking score that the Indians have to make. The first 10 overs for me is going to be crucial. If India can get a good start in the first 10 overs, and this game is still on, especially under lights, it seems to be ball is coming well to the bat. So it's all about the first 10 overs. India gets a good score in the first 10 overs, they'll be up in the game.